When in the womb, I'm rather small, but preconceived, I'm not at all. I'm not a zippo diddly zero, nobody's fool, nobody's hero. I'm neither head nor arm nor leg. I'm not a sperm, I'm not an egg. Until one day egg gets with sperm and all new life begins to squirm. Soon my mama's obstetrician sees something inside her in fetal position. Half a year later, I exit her belly, not really sure if it's heaven or helly. I've entered, I know though, compared to gestation, it's tougher out here. Life's no summer vacation. The womb was a lark, but it's useless to pout, since there's no going back there the moment I'm out. But there's no need to go back because life as a hatchling is pretty sweet. I've pecked out of my first egg, but my warm, safe new house is another one, only bigger and with a harder shell. Childhood's a garden of earthly delights, where birds always sing and nobody fights. Everyone's good here and no one is bad. And the best ones of all are my mom and my dad. The speckled, perfectly formed egg of my young existence manifests to me what St. Thomas Aquinas called wholeness, his first criterion for truest and purest beauty. Indeed, my first notion of beauty is my own clearly defined, secure domestic environment. Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. No, wait, that's absurd. That's a mad lullaby. To sing that the babe in the cradle will die? Cradle belongs in a child's nursery. Who thought it was safe on the branch of a tree? My loving parents argue a bit, as all parents do, but the squalls blow over and the sun always returns. But then the squalls become storms, and the sky stays dark for too long. James, Morrison, rock-a-bye George Dupree. In the treetop, he said to his parents, "Parents," he said he, "you must never go down to the end of the town if you don't go down with me." We have other parents besides our mothers and fathers. Revered leaders such as Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt hold a parental sway, and their untimely losses make orphans of their followers. When President John F. Kennedy is assassinated, the taps played at his grave mourns a stillborn era of energy and hope. But new music is on the way. We love the Beatles as much as we do our moms and dads, maybe more, and for good reason. They restore some of our youthful wholeness, adding to it Thomas Aquinas' second element of true beauty, a rhythm of multiple creative forces counterpointing in perfect harmony. And so, cozy again in my cradle, I slip wholly and harmoniously back to dreamland, until I'm reawakened by a lightning bolt. Thunder crashes, the rain chills my skin. I suddenly realize I'm outdoors, not in, and added to that, without warning or prelim, my cradle's been set on the end of a tree limb. My parents are floating way off in the blue. I cry, "Mom and Dad, I'm here. Is that you?" I see that they're signing a legal-size sheet. They're both dressed in black from their head to their feet. "What is this, a funeral?" I shout. "Hey, who died?" "We did," they say. "As a couple, we tried to stay married, but finally it couldn't be forced. So as of this moment, we're getting divorced." My parents' divorce isn't a total surprise to me, but it is a total shock. The deaths of Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King are additional psychic blows. while the ghosts of 58,000 American dead in Vietnam are singing a sad, sad goodbye to Miss American Pie. Lyndon Johnson undertakes to make a great society out of the new frontier, but Vietnam kills his presidency. Nixon's napalm chars the American conscience as much as it does Asian jungles. At Kent State, America turns its guns on itself. And on April 10th, 1970, the Beatles officially disband. In that instant, the bow breaks. I'm falling through time, where all clocks say midnight and words never rhyme. I accept my parents' divorce intellectually. I have to. Dad moves out. And I accept the Beatles' breakup when their music stops. But I deny both of these divorces emotionally and pretend that one day everyone will reunite. On December 8th, 1980, we know for sure that the Beatles will never reunite when John Lennon is shot dead. Though my parents reconcile as friends, they never remarry. Still, when my father gets Alzheimer's disease, my mother gives him all her love and support. And when Dad dies, she experiences the full grief of widowhood. When my mother herself dies 3 years later, I feel like the babe in the cradle again, falling from that tall tree, now splashing down into a dead sea of grief. Where's Noah? I need him to sail in his ark, to collect me in soon, because the sky's growing dark. Captain Ahab, harpoon me and pull me on board. Flay and fillet me with dagger and sword. Anything's better than drowning at sea, save falling with cradle from limb of a tree. Because that's how this mess began, with my rockabye baby fall in my cradle from that damn treetop and that damn lullaby. But no, that was just a lullaby. Fairy tale, it wasn't real. But if that wasn't real, how am I to explain what appears to me now out of the blue? A comet nears. It slows, alights upon the glassy brine. It's like a giant crystal egg. Inside it I divine a figure almost human, though translucent like a ghost. An angel, maybe, who's gone AWOL from the heavenly host? I'm Glinda, says the specter now. You know me well because you've seen me in such wonderful films as The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I'm here to grant your fondest wish, whatever that may be, suspecting that, of course, your wish is rescue from this sea. I say by sea, I hope you mean this poem wherein I swim. Who authored these insipid lines? I'd like to throttle him. Whoever wrote this doggerel should be tarred from head to toe. I'm trapped within its endless rhymes. I cannot come or go. That isn't true, fair Glinda says. Your freedom you awaits. I laugh. You mean when Peter the Saint unlocks the pearly gates? I don't mean death is your release, says Glinda, face turned stormy. I mean new life is yours to take if you'll do one thing for me. What thing is that, I ask, with quite a cynical inflection. Just look into the sea, she says. Behold your own reflection. I look, and there I see a mug so wild it leaves me fainting. All my features scrambled like some nightmare cubist painting, or maybe more like Humpty Dumpty fallen from his roost onto solid ground and into eggish chips reduced. No wholeness in that face, I say, no harmony, no beauty. Look again, sweet Glinda says. I think you'll see a cutie. I say I can't. She says you must. And this time, don't dismiss it. That face of yours just needs some love. I ask you now to kiss it. Oh, love is gone, I sigh, since Mom and dear old Dad departed, not to mention 4 Liverpool lads when they'd just barely started. So therefore I won't kiss myself. It's much too egoistical. Do it now, she barks, and then she kicks me in my testicle. So down I lean and plant a wet one on my own wet lips. And as I do, an electric thrill shoots through my fingertips. And now I see my face transformed, its Humpties reassembled, every piece as 'twas before, 'twas rudely disassembled. Your face, you see, is once more whole, good Glinda says to me, and wholeness is the first condition of the total three, which beauty does consist of. What else captures your attention? A rhythm of the parts, I say, a very fertile tension of counterpointing elements. How does this touch you most? Asks Glinda. In my mind, I say, my intellect's engrossed. And so you've noticed harmony, as Glinda now confirms. 2 stages down and 1 to go in beauty's triple terms. I feel a warmth emitting from that face as if it glows, I say, describing radiance, which warms my hands and toes, then warms up all my other places, ending with my heart. Supreme aesthetic beauty. Yea, the beauty found in art is what I feel now gazing at that face I call my own. A work of art. That's me, in every sinew, cell, and bone. So long, farewell, says Glinda now, and don't forget to write. Say hello to folks back home. Don't let the bedbugs bite. Oh, and yes, one other thing before you disappear. You must agree to one condition, which I'll now make clear. Here's the deal. I grant you life. You promise in return to tell your story far and wide. Your freedom thus you'll earn. I wish you now a bon voyage, a pleasant journey too. She waves. I rise into the air, then sail off in the blue. And now I'm home, and sometimes nights, when lying on my cot, I wonder who that Glinda was. My mom, perhaps? Or not? Who knows? It doesn't matter. And so I drift away. And now I'm in my cradle on that long-lost, fateful day, when cradle fell from that tall tree, and I came tumbling after. But now my cries aren't those of fear, they're peals of joyful laughter. Partly I'm the laughing babe who's rocked away to sleep. Partly I'm the parent with its baby's soul to keep. I'm child and parent all at once, like brood hen and her brood, laying eggs and being laid to hatch when in the mood. Egg seems quite the best word now to use as I conclude. An egg's a world unto itself with lat and longitude. Within it yolk and white conjoin, and then the shell cracks open. And that's my last line, or at least my last line you were hoping. My last line now is this. It's guaranteed in any weather. It's I am he, and you are she, and we are all together. That's odd, I know, but try to see. The child inside me begs. Just humor me. We're hens and roosters, and we're all their eggs. Thank you.